Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 9 matchup versus the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, this video is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. More about them a little bit later on. But folks, this is going to be a difficult matchup right off the cuff, right? It doesn't get much better than being undefeated, and that's what the Kansas City Chiefs are so far this year. And while a lot of people can and should point to Patrick Mahomes struggling this year, he has 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I don't know why people are still considering this guy for MVP right now, considering the not great season he's been having so far this year. The Chiefs have been finding a lot of different ways to win football games. We're going to be diving into it in this video today. I want to start, though, with the Kansas City Chiefs offense versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, because, again, Patrick Mahomes has not been doing that great this year. He has 1,651 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes has been pretty mistake prone this year in terms of throwing interceptions. That is something the Buccaneers can hopefully take advantage of. One of the few advantages of going up against the Chiefs. Look, getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes is not the easiest thing in the world. I've talked about this before. I'm worried about this pass rush. Patrick Mahomes has only been sacked 12 times this year. I don't expect the Buccaneers pass rush to ignite and magically, sack Patrick Mahomes 5 times in this game, but they need to find some type of way to get pressure to force Mahomes to make more mistakes in this matchup. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so you're going to be looking at guys like Kalijah Cansey. You're going to be looking at Vita Vea in the interior of that defensive line, and you're even going to be looking for some of your playmakers on defense to go out there and make plays. Point blank simple as that. I'm talking about Lavonte David. I'm talking about Antoine Winfield Jr. I'm talking about Zion McCollum. The playmakers need to step up in this one. Okay? The supporting cast, be it KJ Britt, whoever's going to be your cornerback number 2, Logan Hall, Jordan Whitehead even, who's gotten some criticism lately for lack of communication in the defense. He's had some struggles. Those guys are going to have to play good. I mean, simple as that. Your defense has to be on their, dot their I's, cross their T's, and they've got to go out there and play very good football. Simple as that. You can't afford to make mental lapses and mistakes against an offense like this, especially whenever you have situations where Mahomes is vulnerable to making mistakes this year. Kareem Hunt came back to the Chiefs. He's been very good this year. 308 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns this year. You got to stop their running game. That's been one of the reasons why they've had so much success they've had this year on offense still with Mahomes struggling has been that running game. So Vita Vea has got to perform better. Kalijah Cansey's got to help out. Lavonte David's got to help out. Again, your defensive playmakers have got to make plays. Travis Kelce's had a bit of a down year this year. He's had 335 receiving yards, only 1 receiving touchdown. He's still a threat like nobody's business. They traded for DeAndre Hopkins. They've got Xavier Worthy. Again, you got to be on your cross your T's, dot your I's, even though the Chiefs offense has been struggling throughout the first half of this season. So that's kind of my thoughts and opinions on the Bucs offense versus the defense. Real quick, folks, I do want to say thank you so much to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for sponsoring this video. If you guys use the promo code YouTube150 at checkout, you get a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits. All of that is up to $2,000. Again, when you use the promo code YouTube150, thank you so much to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for being the proud sponsor of this channel. Now, I want to talk about the Buccaneers offense versus the Chiefs defense, because this has been the stronger suit of the Chiefs so far this season. Their offense, is 9th in points per game. That's still very good, by the way. But their defense is only allowing 17.6 points per game. Now, the Bucs offense has been very good this year at scoring points, okay? They are actually averaging 29.4 points per game. That is 4th in the NFL. And I think Baker Mayfield said it best. You've got to end every drive with a kick if you're the Bucs. Now, that doesn't mean punt. technically that's a kick. I'm talking about kicking a field goal or talking about an extra point. That's what Baker was talking about. And I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Look, the mistakes on offense are going to have to subside on this game. You have to play perfect ball on both sides of the football. Baker Mayfield is tied for the league lead in interceptions right now with 9. He's actually tied with Patrick Mahomes, but he also leads the league in touchdowns with 21. And he's going to have to continue to carry this team. Bucky Irving, Rachaad White, Sean Tucker are all going to have to continue to be valuable assets to this offense. I've loved what I've seen from all 3 of those running backs. I know a lot of people have been clamoring for more carries for Sean Tucker. Maybe we'll see that in this upcoming game. I think a big part of that is going to be dictated as to how the flow of the game is. If the Bucs are ahead, they will probably look to run more. If they're not ahead, they're going to look to pass more. But in terms of passing, Cade Otton is going to have to get some work. He's had a great past couple of games. He's got 180 yards the past 2 games. He's second on the team right now in receiving yards. He's tied for third on the team in receiving touchdowns. Rachaad White is going to have to get more involved in the passing game. He's got 3 receiving touchdowns this year. That's tied with Cade Otton for third on the team. Rachaad White's also got the 4th most receiving yards on this team. Get the running backs involved, not just as runners, but as receivers as well. Throw the ball more to Bucky Irving, to Rachaad White, to Sean Tucker. Throw it more to Cade Otton. Last week against the Falcons, we saw a lot of that. And I don't know if that's just a lack of trust in your wide receivers. I'm not even saying from Baker Mayfield. I'm talking more so about, maybe Liam Cohen is just scheming up plays to get the tight ends and the running backs open. I don't know. But I also think you can't ignore the wide receivers. Somebody's going to have to step up. And I like this group of receivers that is left. You've got Sterling Shepard. You've got Jalen McMillan. You've got Trey Palmer. But really, none of these guys have elevated their game in the absence of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin yet. That could change in this upcoming matchup. But right now, it's been a heavy, heavy dose of Otton and the running backs, which can work to a certain degree, but you don't want to become so one-dimensional where a defense knows, they're just going to target the running backs and the tight ends this entire game, or tight end in the case of Cade Otton. Maybe they could get Devin Culp involved. Let's just key in on those guys. So I want to see everybody involved in this offense in terms of playmakers without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, because it's going to take everybody. It's going to take everybody to beat a team like Kansas City. The offensive line's got to hold up well, and I've been very impressed with the O-line this year. I know Baker's been sacked 20 times. It's not great, but I think for the most part, the O-line's held up very well this year, especially even in run blocking. That's got to continue. The Bucs have got to take control of this game, most importantly, both offensively and defensively, because Kansas City can explode either offensively or defensively at the drop of a hat. You cannot let that happen. You have got to control the pace of the game. You've got to control the flow of the game, and that's how it's got to be. Point blank simple as that. To win this game, to have the best shot of winning this game, you have to be in control. I don't love a scenario if you're going to be playing from behind at any point against Kansas City. And if you are ahead, you've got to put your foot on the gas. You cannot take it lackadaisical against a team like Kansas City. So I agree with Baker Mayfield when he said, hey, every drive's got to end in a kick, be it a field goal or an extra point. I agree with that 100%. Defensively, a little bit more worried, obviously. A lot of people have been pinning this as a get-right game for Kansas City offensively. I hope that's not the case. I hope the playmakers can show up and make plays, So we'll see, folks. Look, I don't think Kansas City is going to go undefeated this entire year. I just don't. I don't think that they are that type of team to go undefeated the entire year. They do have flaws. They do have some struggles, especially offensively in some ways. As much as they can struggle with, some of the guys that they have on that football team. I don't think they're going to go undefeated this year. Maybe the Bucs will be the team that shocks the world. I would be so annoyed. I want them to win. Could you imagine if they beat the Chiefs but then lost to the Falcons twice? Man, be insane. But guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this game down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. I'm going to be going live tomorrow, by the way, at 7:30. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.